always been a little bit absent-minded from the day I met him. In fact, I always kind of quietly called him the absent-minded professor. You know, he gets back by calling me the silver fox now, but you know. So I really didn't think an awful lot when he was forgetting things. But I think what did it was one Sunday morning, he was a lay leader in church, which they read scripture a couple times, and he read one thing that he was supposed to read, and then we sang a hymn, and then he comes back and reads some more scripture. When he came back the second time, he just stood there. It wasn't working. And there's this long pause, and I'm thinking, you know, should I go and help him or should I not? Then the pastor comes over, and this was so sweet. He puts his arm around him, and the pastor read what Gene was supposed to read.
Small paragraph.
Yeah, and then we sang another song, and Gene came down and sat with me, and he said, I knew I was supposed to be doing something, but he just didn't know what I couldn't put it together. And then a friend at church mentioned, I think she just has dementia, but she mentioned, why don't you call UCD Davis, the Alzheimer's clinic? So I did, and that's how we got in to this whole thing. He was diagnosed, went in, had all the testing and everything.
Well, she made me notice that I'd forgotten this or had forgotten that. So far as functioning every day, though, I didn't seem to have a sense of any big loss. And I still feel that way, and I function pretty well. Certainly out in the garage and with all the tools. Tools are kind of complicated sometimes, measurements. I could go on and on and on talking about that.
But he does well in that way. The mechanical things that he's always done. One of the major things is, and I probably is going to disagree with me, but you know, if he's driving or when he was driving, if he made a wrong turn, turned left when he should have gone right, very often he was confused, very confused. And I know one night we were coming home and he missed a turn, which was off the freeway, and that would have been okay. He should have gone left, but it was dark and there was construction stuff. And he went right, and he was frustrated with that. And I said, go down to the signal, which was Folsom Boulevard, make a U-turn, go back, and we're good. Well, he didn't do that, so we went way out down in the south area till he saw a street that he was familiar with, and then he turned until he saw another street, the name he was familiar with, and eventually, yeah, I let him do it, and eventually we got home.